Longevity is not a gift of luck, it is the result of quiet discipline, repeated daily. At 92, I still rise before the sun, I still move with intention, and yes, I still drive myself wherever I choose to go. Not because I am invincible, but because I have respected the body, trained the breath, and guarded the mind. Sickness has not touched me in 30 years, not because I avoided life's challenges, but because I developed 5 sacred habits that allowed me to meet them with strength. These are not secret tricks, they are truths most ignore. But if you listen carefully, you may find that vibrant health is still within your reach, no matter your age. In this ever-turning world, the journey of life, much like a great river, flows through many seasons, carving its path, gathering wisdom with each bend and current. Mine has seen 92 winters pass, their quiet snows blanketing the earth, and 92 springs bloom anew, each a testament to life's persistent, gentle unfolding. And yes, even as these seasons have accumulated, these old hands still find comfort and purpose in guiding the wheel. These old eyes still see the beauty of the path ahead, not just on the familiar roads, but in the broader landscape of existence. Many ask, often with a gentle surprise in their voices, how it is that the shadow of illness has been a stranger to my door for 3 long decades, a period of time that for many is marked by increasing frailty or dependence. It is no grand secret locked away in some inaccessible vault, no exotic elixir bought at great price or sought in distant lands. The truth, as is often the case with life's most profound gifts, is far simpler, far quieter, woven into the very fabric of daily living. Stop what you are doing, just for this breath. Are you perhaps navigating your own precious later years, feeling the subtle or not so subtle tides of time, and wondering if such sustained vitality, such enduring freedom from sickness, is truly within your reach as the years advance? Do you sometimes fear that aches, pains, and declining energy are the inevitable companions of age? What if I told you that this is not necessarily so? What if I told you that a life vibrant with health, clear in mind, and independent in spirit is not only possible, but can be actively, lovingly cultivated through simple, gentle consistencies, habits of being and doing that many overlook in their often frantic quest for complex solutions or quick fixes? Today, I wish to share with you 5 such pillars, 5 quiet practices that have been my steadfast companions, my unwavering guardians of well-being through these many decades. And the fifth one, it is the very bedrock, the silent, unassuming source from which much of this enduring health and quiet joy springs forth. You will want to understand that one most deeply, for it touches the very core of what it means to live well. So I invite you to stay with me. The distilled wisdom of many seasons, if received with an open heart, can illuminate your own path to a long, healthy, and truly joyful life. The first habit, my dear friends, is one that our modern world, with its relentless pace and its often harsh demands on the body, frequently misunderstands, mistaking frenetic, exhaustive activity for true, sustainable vitality. It is the practice of gentle, mindful movement, embraced daily, like a quiet, loving conversation with your own physical being. This is not about pushing the body to its limits, nor is it about engaging in strenuous exertions that leave you breathless, aching, and ultimately depleted. It is not about a battle against perceived physical decline, but rather a graceful partnership. No, it is far simpler, far more profound in its sustained effect. Think, if you will, of the willow tree by the riverbank, how it sways with the gentle insistence of the wind, yielding yet undeniably strong, its roots holding firm in the earth, but its branches ever so supple, ever responsive. This is the quality of movement we seek to cultivate, a harmony of strength and flexibility, of groundedness and grace. Why is this consistent, mindful movement so vitally important, especially as the wisdom of years accumulates within us? Because prolonged stillness, true physical immobility, is the silent precursor to stagnation, and stagnation, within the intricate ecosystem of the human body, just as in a still and neglected pond, inevitably breeds imbalance and invites ill health. Our muscles, our joints, our ligaments, our entire circulatory system, they all thrive on appropriate, regular movement. It is movement that keeps the inner pathways clear and open, that efficiently delivers nourishment to all our tissues, that maintains the precious gift of flexibility, and that supports the delicate, intricate balance of all our internal systems, from digestion to respiration. When we move mindfully, with awareness and gentle intention, we are not just exercising our muscles in a mechanical sense. We are consciously coaxing our inner rivers to flow freely, preventing the buildup of blockages or the sluggishness that can invite disease. This gentle, consistent movement also sends a powerful, life-affirming message to the mind. It tells the mind that we are still engaged, still capable, still an active, joyful participant in the grand, ongoing dance of life. It helps to dispel the subtle, creeping shadows of inertia, of perceived limitation, and replaces them with a quiet, enduring sense of empowerment and self-efficacy. Many individuals come to believe, often through societal suggestion or misinterpretation of physical sensations, that as age advances, physical activity must inevitably and drastically decline. They may begin to surrender to stiffness, to persistent aches and pains, viewing them as unavoidable companions of their later years. But my long experience has shown me that it is frequently the lack of appropriate, regular movement that extends the unwelcome invitation to these guests. The body, if not regularly and gently asked to move, can indeed forget how. It tightens, it resists, it becomes less forgiving. But when coaxed with gentleness, with patience, with unwavering consistency, it responds with surprising willingness, with a renewed sense of suppleness and ease. This approach is not about defying the natural process of aging. That would be a futile and disharmonious endeavor. It is about honoring the body's enduring, fundamental need for motion, for expression, for the simple, profound joy of feeling alive, capable and comfortable within its own skin, regardless of the number of candles on a birthday cake. This first habit, this daily, mindful dance with life, however gentle its choreography, is a foundational act of profound respect for the precious life force that animates us, a daily affirmation of our connection to vitality. The second pillar upon which this long and consistently healthy life has been carefully and lovingly built is what I have come to call the sacred art of simple nourishment. In a world that seems to be overflowing with ever-changing, often contradictory, and needlessly complex dietary theories, with foodstuffs processed beyond any semblance of their natural origins, and with a pervasive, often unconscious, emphasis on sheer quantity over true, resonant quality, I have found, rough decades of lived experience, that the body, and especially an aging body which requires wisdom in its tending, thrives on simplicity, on wholeness, on foods that are as close as possible to the state in which nature provided them. This is not about a regimen of harsh deprivation, nor is it about adhering to rigid, joyless rules that strip the pleasure from one of life's fundamental experiences. It is rather about cultivating a deep, intuitive listening to what the body genuinely needs for its sustenance and flourishing, and then consciously choosing to offer it nourishment that is both pure in its essence and deeply life-affirming in its effect. This is an art refined over time, guided by gentle observation and a profound respect for the body's innate intelligence. My own daily meals are rarely grand or elaborate affairs, but they are consistently prepared with mindful care and, equally importantly, eaten with a sense of profound gratitude for the sustenance they provide. I find my body responds best to an abundance of fresh vegetables, especially those that are vibrant with color, for color in nature often signifies a richness of vital nutrients. Fruits, not in excessive amounts, but those that carry the natural sweetness of the sun and the unique flavors of their season, are also a welcome part of my nourishment. Whole grains, those that have not been stripped of their life-giving bran and germ, provide a steady, enduring source of energy, unlike the fleeting rush and subsequent crash that comes from refined carbohydrates. And modest portions of clean, easily digestible protein, whether from plant sources like legumes or from carefully chosen animal sources, provide the essential building blocks for repair and maintenance. For many years now, I have found great joy and benefit in tending a small garden. The simple act of placing a seed in the earth, nurturing its growth, and then harvesting its offering for my table, imbues the food with an added layer of connection and vitality. There is a profound satisfaction, a deep nourishment for the spirit as well as the body, in eating something that you have personally coaxed into being. There is also an inherent wisdom in striving to eat with the seasons, for nature, in its boundless intelligence, provides us with precisely what our bodies require at different times of the year. In the warmth of summer, we are offered an abundance of cooling, hydrating fruits and vegetables. In the chill of winter, nature provides more warming, grounding foods like root vegetables and heartier grains. This simple attunement to the natural rhythms of the earth is in itself a form of gentle, preventative medicine, freely given to those who are willing to observe and align. Perhaps one of my most steadfast and cherished companions in this lifelong journey of simple nourishment has been tea. I speak not of the heavily sweetened, artificially flavored concoctions that are so prevalent today, but of pure, unadulterated tea, the delicate leaves of green tea, perhaps with its subtle, grassy notes and its renowned healthful properties, or the soothing herbal infusions brewed from plants gathered from my own garden or sourced with care, such as chamomile for calm or peppermint for digestion. A warm cup of pure tea, sipped slowly and mindfully, is so much more than mere hydration, though that too is vital. It is a ritual, a moment of quiet pause in the day, a gentle internal cleansing for the body, and a profoundly calming balm for the often overactive mind. I find it helps to clear the inner pathways, both physical and energetic, to gently aid digestion, and to provide subtle yet significant energies that support overall well-being and resilience. For me, a cup of tea, much like my morning walk, has a way of centering my being, of bringing me back to a place of quiet equilibrium. Crucially, this sacred art of simple nourishment involves not just what I choose to eat, but also, and perhaps even more importantly, how I engage with the act of eating. I make it a conscious practice to eat slowly, to chew each mouthful thoroughly, to truly savor the flavors and textures, to be fully present with my food and with the act of receiving its sustenance. In our increasingly hurried and distracted world, many people devour their meals without conscious thought, their minds preoccupied with work, with worries, with the endless stream of digital information, their bodies barely registering the profound act of taking in nourishment. This, I firmly believe, significantly hinders true assimilation and deep nourishment. When we eat mindfully, with focused attention and gratitude, our digestive system functions more optimally, our bodies are more attuned to the subtle signals of hunger and fullness, preventing overconsumption, and we absorb not just the gross nutrients, but also the subtle life-enhancing energies of the food more completely. Overeating, even of ostensibly healthy foods, places an unnecessary and often significant burden on the entire system, diverting precious energy towards a prolonged and laborious digestive process. Moderation in all aspects of life, but particularly in eating, is a golden key to longevity and sustained vitality. The body, in its innate wisdom, does not ask for excess. It asks for quality, for consistency, for respect, and for the presence of our awareness during this sacred exchange. Why has this dedicated approach to simple, mindful nourishment served me so faithfully for so many years, acting as a gentle shield against the encroachment of illness? Because when we consistently provide the body with pure, unadulterated, easily recognizable building materials, it possesses the necessary resources to efficiently repair itself, to diligently maintain its inherent strength and integrity, and to robustly resist the myriad imbalances that can eventually manifest as disease. Highly processed foods, those laden with artificial substances, excessive sugars, unhealthy fats, and what are often referred to as empty calories, tend to confuse the body's intricate systems. They burden it with substances it doesn't recognize or know how to efficiently process. They can create a state of chronic, low-grade inflammation, that silent internal fire, which modern science is increasingly recognizing as a common underlying factor in many chronic diseases. Simple, whole foods, on the other hand, work in harmonious concert with our natural physiology. They are readily recognized, easily assimilated, and utilized efficiently by the body, supporting the intricate, miraculous dance of our cells, our organs, and our entire interconnected being. This habit, therefore, is not about adhering to a restrictive diet in the modern sense. It is a joyful, lifelong commitment to honoring the precious temple of the body with the purity, simplicity, and inherent goodness that nature itself so abundantly exemplifies. It is a profound act of ongoing self-love, consciously reaffirmed with every mindful, nourishing meal. We have now explored the gentle path of mindful, daily movement and the sacred, grounding art of simple, whole nourishment, two fundamental pillars that have provided unwavering support throughout these many decades of sustained health and activity. These practices tend to the physical vessel, ensuring its resilience and smooth functioning. But the body, as wondrous and intricate as it is, does not exist in isolation from the equally powerful realms of the mind and the spirit. The next habits we are poised to uncover delve into the cultivation of a vibrant inner world. the kind of purposeful engagement and profound rest that keep the spirit youthful and the mind clear, even as the seasons of our lives gracefully turn. And I must remind you, my dear friends, the final habit I will share, the fifth pillar, is the one that, in my long and carefully observed experience, forms the very bedrock of enduring well-being, the quiet, often overlooked secret to a resilience that many seek but few truly find. Its unveiling holds a power that can genuinely transform your daily experience of health and peace itself. So I warmly invite you to continue this journey of discovery with me, as there is more gentle wisdom to unfold. Our third pillar of enduring vitality, my dear friends, a habit that directly nourishes not the limbs or the internal organs in a purely physical sense, but the very wellspring of our conscious being, the vibrant seat of our awareness, is the steadfast practice of maintaining an ever-flowing river of a curious mind, a mind that consistently delights in learning, in exploring new horizons of thought, in staying deeply engaged with the myriad wonders and complexities of life, no matter how many candles have graced our birthday cakes. There is a common, often unstated, belief in many societies that as the physical body ages, the mind too must inevitably dim, its keen edge softening, its capacity for absorbing new knowledge and embracing fresh perspectives fading like an old, cherished photograph left too long in the sun. But my own long journey, and the observation of many others who have navigated their later years with grace and clarity, has convinced me that this is a profound and limiting misconception. The mind, much like a finely tuned muscle or a well-tended garden, thrives on consistent, engaged use. If neglected, if allowed to settle into comfortable but unchallenging routines of thought, it may indeed grow stiff, slow, and less responsive. But if nurtured with genuine curiosity, if gently challenged with new ideas and novel perspectives, it can remain surprisingly agile, remarkably vibrant, and profoundly resilient throughout the entirety of one's life. For me, this deep-seated habit of mental engagement has always found a cherished expression in being a devoted reader. Books, in their infinite variety, have been my constant, unwavering companions, trusted guides, and silent mentors. They have served as luminous windows to other worlds, other epochs of human history, other intricate ways of thinking and perceiving reality. Through their pages, I have conversed with some of the greatest minds that have ever graced this earth. I have had my assumptions gently challenged, new and profound questions sparked within me, and my own understanding of life's intricate tapestry kept ever expanding, ever deepening. It is not only the grand, seminal works of philosophy, spirituality, or history that offer this nourishment, but also simple, heartfelt stories, evocative poems that touch the soul, meticulously researched articles about the breathtaking wonders of the natural world, or even thoughtful explorations of the new discoveries and technologies that continue to shape the world for all generations. Each new piece of carefully considered information, each fresh, intelligently presented perspective, is like a drop of clear, vitalizing water added to the ever-flowing river of the mind, keeping its currents moving, preventing it from becoming stagnant, narrow, or encrusted with unexamined dogma. But this essential engagement of the mind extends far beyond the quiet companionship of books. It is about maintaining a genuine, open-hearted interest in the world that unfolds around me each day, in the lives and experiences of others, though I strive to ensure this interest remains rooted in empathy and understanding, rather than descending into idle gossip or negativity which only cloud the mind. It is about retaining a fundamental willingness to learn new things, even if they seem initially challenging or unfamiliar. Perhaps it is a new word that enriches my vocabulary, a new way of looking at an old, persistent problem that offers a surprising solution. Or even taking the time to understand a little about the new forms of communication or technology that shape the world for my children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. One does not need to achieve mastery in all these things, or even in any of them. It is the willingness to learn, the courage to try, the openness to engage that keeps the mind flexible, adaptable, and receptive to growth. I find immense joy in thoughtful conversations, in truly listening to different viewpoints, even if they diverge from my own, in asking sincere questions with a desire to understand rather than to debate or refute. It is often in this gentle friction of diverse ideas, this respectful exchange of perspectives, that the mind is polished, its facets kept bright and reflective.